Good morning, kids, and welcome back to another video of Foxflix on the Food Theaters. Today, y'all probably remember how, like last year around this time, MatPat decided to eat his Christmas tree. Now he's doing it again, but he's actually going to make it into ice cream. So, Matthew, is there something going on? Let's start the video and see what he has to say.
Hello, my name is Matthew Patrick, and I'm addicted to eating my Christmas tree.
No, Matthew, no!
What is this? My Strange Addiction? That show is crazy.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, where today you're in for a treat. A treat.
I get it.
A treat.
I get it.
A treat? Get it? If not, let me explain what's going on here. Almost 3 years ago to the day, I learned that most Christmas trees are edible. They're non-toxic. In other words, eating the pieces—
Oh, wait, it was 3 years ago? Huh, maybe I only did that the reaction video like maybe a year or two ago, I don't remember.
and parts of
Been a
them
bit.
shouldn't kill you. And that was some great news, since, I don't know about you, but I get kinda sad seeing a bunch of shriveled up evergreens laid out on tree lawns at the end of the holiday season. So I asked myself the question, why just toss them when you can nosh them? And thus started my 3-year
Okay,
personal
that was a
mission
little
on
funny.
this channel to figure out a way to eat my Christmas tree. Year 1, yeah, we didn't really do a whole lot with that one. I brewed some tea with pine needles, nibbled some tips, gnawed some bark. Didn't really work
I
out
remember
all
that.
well.
Oh, it's so good. It's all so delicious.
Well, we had certainly sampled some of the tree,
Oh,
a
boy.
long way from actually doing anything actually edible with it. It was also immediately clear that the hardest part of dealing with this challenge was going to be the main part of the tree, the heartwood or the xylem. You know, the thing that's like 90% of the tree right there. If we
Yeah,
were
I
actually going
remember.
to get away with eating our Christmas tree, we had to figure out a way to, you know, disguise the fact that you were just eating a bunch of wood. That's why I came back stronger in year 2, grinding the entire thing down into sawdust.
This one, I do remember. I did a reaction to that one. I remember.
Making
I
Christmas
remember those
cookies to try and
trees.
fool Stephanie into eating as much of the tree as
Cookies,
possible. That
you know.
was a bad idea.
You know, like the first few bites, it was fine. What is this?
No,
what is
no.
This? What is Matt? What is this cookie?
Just
I'm getting
cookies.
An uncomfortable feeling
Just
in my
cookies.
mouth. It's kind of gritty.
Huh, interesting. It's literal sawdust.
Yeah, it
What?
is.
Sure, I'd shown that it
Yeah.
could be done. It was just that cookies weren't the right recipe. But now, after taking a year to regroup and giving Stephanie's digestive system an extra year to recover, I think we've done it. I
Oh,
think
boy.
we've cracked the challenge. I think that this year, we're gonna eat a tree. And not only are we gonna eat that tree, we are going to enjoy it.
It is time for us to complete
Good
our
luck.
trilogy of tree eating. Our trilogy, if you will. So this
Okay,
year
no.
we actually came in, did
No, that was a good one. That was a good one. I gotta give you a props for that. I'll give you a clap and a half.
some research,
gotta give you that.
shock of all shock, and tried to figure out ways that we can combat a lot of the challenges that come
God, I
with
can
eating
smell the tree.
a tree like this, right? The cellulose, the cell walls, all the things that make this chewy and waxy and unpalatable.
But we're not just eating the wood, we're eating literally every part of that tree. The branches, the needles,
Oh,
the cones,
boy.
the pollen. All of it disguised
pollen?
in one glorious 3-course meal. Or should I say, a tree-course meal. Man,
Okay, now, MatPat, I understand you're a dad, but now the puns are starting to get a little irritating.
killing it with the puns today. And because it's the holidays, Steph and I aren't going to be hoarding all this scrumptious spruce to ourselves this year. Oh no, it's the season
Oh,
of giving
no.
after all. So we're going to be throwing a little holiday meal for all the brave members of Team Theorist. So today, in honesty, we're answering 2 major questions. 1, can we manage to make a tree that's good enough to eat? And 2, is our team actually going to show up for work after being subjected to this episode? Guess we're gonna find out. No, obviously the biggest
Let's
challenge that
begin.
we've had in years past has been, you know, actually eating the tree. The needles are waxy, the wood is woody,
Ugh.
pulpy. Even if you attempt to eat it, you're just chewing and chewing and chewing. The cellulose is just difficult for our teeth to work through in a palatable way. But this year, Steph and I came prepared with a secret weapon, freeze drying. Why are we doing it?
Oh?
Well, if you want my honest answer, I've actually been seeing a lot of shorts from the channel Space Age Snacks. Those inflated Oreos that he makes just look delicious. And so I designed an episode of the show that allows me to buy a
Also, very crumbly and messy, I have to say.
freeze dryer and then use it as a business expense. It's the most honest answer you're gonna get. So with our new addition to
Right.
the kitchen, we made it a family food science weekend. Well, some foods wound up doing nothing.
Weird.
Ooh, super weird.
Oh, this is
Huh.
not at all what I expected.
Things like gummies blew up into the size of cheese puffs.
Ooh, lines.
Sour warheads
Ooh,
became
lime.
so intensely sour they became literal weapons of mass destruction.
It's too much! It's too much!
Oh no.
So what's going on here? Well, you see, freeze drying works via the sublimation
I
of
love
water
Sabo.
in food. In essence, there are 3 stages to the freeze drying process. The first step is freezing. Yeah, it kind of is what it says on the tin.
Ta-da!
Everything inside the machine is
Come
taken
on.
to an extremely low temperature. In this case, minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which also happens to be minus 40 degrees Celsius. Then, using a vacuum, the
Oh.
freeze dryer lowers
Okay,
the pressure
that's
inside
good.
the drum, which allows liquids to boil away at lower temperatures. This means that the solid ice can turn into water vapor instantly, completely skipping the entire liquid phase. This is called sublimation. Lastly is the desorption process, which dries out food by raising the temperature slowly and removing the last bits of water left. By removing all the moisture, you actually wind up with a crispy texture, but also you get a super concentrated flavor because there's nothing left
Ooh.
watering the whole thing down anymore.
I
That's why the sour
like.
flavors of the warheads were so intense. By doing this to all our evergreen branches and needles, we figured we'd be able to get a lot of tree into each of our dishes. Freeze drying tends to make things brittle, getting us past the big hurdle of cellulose that we struggled with the last 2 times that we tried this test. Thus,
Yeah.
for our first course, we wanted to keep things simple.
All right.
Basic crostini topped with needles, branches,
Alright then, what's gonna be the first thing in that freeze dryer? A branch.
pine cone, and pollen. Real sampler platter of all the tastiest parts of a tree.
So we've got our toasted bread, we've got our freeze-dried branches and needles here, which are gonna give that evergreeny flavor. But then, to truly incorporate some of the more difficult to use items here, we found that, hey, pine pollen is a thing that exists. Why not throw that in? We haven't done that
Really?
one yet.
We're gonna have a little sprinkle of pine on top, but to hold everything together, you really need some glue to this dish,
Some
which
good
is
old
where
jelly.
our pine cone jelly comes in.
Yeah,
Of
historically
course.
speaking, and even in year 1, this was the one item of the tree that we didn't have a good solution for. If you catch them early in the year, like in the springtime, the pine cones can actually be barbecued and roasted and eaten almost like an ear of corn. But
Oh,
when you're this late
that's
in the year,
cool.
all you're getting is just a big woody cellulosey mess. Like,
Yeah.
you can't eat this.
So really, when you have a Christmas tree, you have
And yet
by the
he's
time you
trying.
get to December, and you are actually using a Christmas tree, which is what the experiment is about. You're not going to be getting those tender little cones, which means you're going to have to do something else to
MatPat, I think you need to spit that out because you're about to chip a tooth.
kind of soften things up, which is where our pine cone jelly comes in. While not an American delicacy, in other parts of the world, apparently this is a thing that exists,
Yeah.
and we have procured some from, I'm going to guess, Russia.
Oh boy, do we have a spoon.
Oh, you know?
I would guess Northern Ireland. Maybe that would be a good place to get it.
Smell it.
Not
it
Russia.
Smells good.
It does smell good.
It looks like cough syrup.
Well, there you go. It looks like cough syrup,
What was
which
that?
is why they recommend using it
As cough syrup.
as cough syrup.
As
In
cough
Russia,
syrup.
the tree heal you. Take your medicine.
Wait, hold on. MatPat, I understand the joke you were going for, but first of all, that doesn't really work. Like, I mean, no, it kind of does. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you don't have the first part. Like, in America, you heal the tree. Or, I guess it'd be you heal the forest. But in Soviet Russia, the forest heals you. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It just needs the first part of it, and then it's just gonna be,
My little youngling.
So weird.
whoa!
The pine cone, your teeth just pass through it. It's like a boba.
Dude, the pine cones are real soft.
It's very off-putting.
You know how they say that curiosity killed the cat? Well, I think
Okay.
pollen may have also had something to do with that. Let me just say it was not my friend here.
Maybe that's why you
Feel
don't
the
sniff it.
pollen.
Oh,
That's the whole point of allergies.
oh, I just got pollinated all up in my nasal cavity. Why would I not do that?
Because you're not ever meant to just like eat powder like this.
Oh my god, he did it.
What are you doing?
Matthew!
To eat powder like this. Listen to your better half. Why don't I listen to you? All the
Why don't
moisture
you listen?
in my entire body has been zapped away.
Suffice it to say, I was starting
Oh my
to get a
God.
bit skeptical after trying out all the components. But once we put it all together, suddenly it was a different story.
We have our
Be right back. And we're back to eating the tree.
sprinkles of pine needles. We have our pine cones, and we have our pine pollen. Really, this is the whole tree on a little toasty.
It's pretty good, actually,
Kind of
as
is.
a concept. I don't know how it is as a dish.
Hey,
It's not what I
it's not
expected.
that bad.
Wow,
We're eating pine.
we did it! Oh, this is a win!
Yes. best.
This is a huge win.
Incredible.
Already, we were off to a great start and way better than our previous 2 years of attempts. Despite the individual ingredients being oddly flavored, they wound up balancing each other out really well when combined. It ended up creating this incredibly complex flavor profile, something way greater than just the sum of its parts. Not only had we designed something that incorporated
Remarkable.
4 separate parts of the tree into a single bite, but it actually tasted good. Truly, we had a Christmas miracle on our hands.
It could be all downhill from here.
Christmas miracle that we
Yeah.
didn't expect to last much longer.
It probably
All right, here we
will
go.
be all downhill from here.
Prepare
At
the
least we have a
toilet.
win in our book. Now,
Going down.
We have some nuggets to make.
We figured the best main course
Nuggets?
option here would be some delicious deep fried nuggets, because let's be honest, anything tastes good when it's deep fried. Or at least that's the theory
He's
that we're
right.
banking on, because we plan to shove a lot of wood into these things. And I mean, a lot of wood. But don't blame us. Both McDonald's and Burger King have a history of putting wood into their food. Back in 2014, it was found out that they had
I think I remember
cellulose
that.
listed as one of their ingredients in their nuggets. And they're two of the largest, most successful food brands on the planet. So really, we're just following in the footsteps of giants. The weirdly large, clown-like footsteps of Ronald McDonald.
big of a
But
shoe do you
Ronald,
think
for
he
all the things
has?
wrong with him, he did have one thing on us. He actually knows how to make a nugget.
This is not it, fam. This is not it. Oof, this is not mashing anything right now. This party is
Ooh.
not popping, friends.
So we had to
Pop
come up
something
with
out.
some alternate methods.
Put them in the blender instead.
I feel like blender is gonna
yeah,
be our.
blender might be the option here.
The blender would not be better.
Ooh.
It's a pretty quiet blender.
Oh boy. That's not even moving. That's not even moving.
Disappointment of Sam behind the camera is palpable.
Watching it sit stagnant as I hear the blades go, "Wah," there's something severely wrong. The universe is telling us not to do this.
After a bit more time aboard
Maybe some like water or something, and then a binding agent. I don't know. Flour?
the old struggle bus, we eventually got into a rhythm, but we came to realize that what we were making, not exactly nuggets.
It is looking a little like hummus, which isn't surprising.
So are we making basically a falafel here? This is kind of like a falafel, right?
It's a holiday falafel.
Oh.
It's a falalalawaffle.
Oh, that was a good pun. That's actually kind of overused, but I still like it. Fox approved.
Then came time to mix in the wood, and surprising literally no one, except for Santi who wrote the original recipe that we were trying to follow, wood pulp tends to dry things out, which meant that we had to get creative in the kitchen.
Yeah,
What
go
the-
figure, there's no real online recipes for making chicken nuggets or chickpea nuggets or whatever that incorporates wood pulp.
I'm excited to see what our outcome is. Santi wants a full teaspoon of paprika. Santi, are you sure? Can we check Santi's? Thanks,
Pretty
man.
sure.
Appreciate you.
Eventually, Steph and I
Anytime.
were able to moisturize the mixture enough to mold it into a nugget shape, and we chose to celebrate via a little dance. Eat your heart out, Addison Rae. For our coating, we
That's
dipped
cute.
our falalalawaffles in a milk and egg wash before covering them in breadcrumbs. There was just one
Classic,
problem with that. All
classic.
the milk was expired.
That's expired milk.
Oh.
Oh yeah?
Oh, Seth. No, don't!
It's fine, thanks.
I mean, it does say the 9, and it is not the 9.
Just want one of those little sunglasses back.
Watch it.
Current time when I'm recording this, it's literally the 22nd. Yes, I'm doing this even earlier than normal, but still, well, you know, Monday is Christmas. I want to spend that time with my family. Steph, you know what? Hospital visit. I pray it goes well.
Actually have been sour the entire time. After the camera's cut, she's immediately gonna go behind the house and puke.
Thankfully, she did not go behind the house and puke. So, armed with balls of sawdust covered in expired milk,
Why would
it
you
was
say it
time
like
to
that?
Fry.
Okay.
This looks great.
It does.
Does
It
look like a nugget.
smells great.
It does.
It's gonna taste questionable.
Right?
Do you need ketchup?
I could not have been more wrong.
It's pretty good.
No, it's good.
It
It's
tasted
good.
great.
I can't tell that I'm eating sawdust and
Tree
branches.
nuggets.
This is fantastic. I am eating a dish that is mostly wood, and I am liking it. Just goes to show that deep frying covers all sins.
It really does. We have the beans to balance it out. We have a lot of spices in there. There's real food
Like paprika?
surrounding the wood. It gives a little woody home.
Little buddies to hang out with.
Yeah, I'm so excited for us. Look at us, a successful
Call the vegans because these guys are actually making proper vegetarian food that literally from a damn Christmas tree, and according to them, it's actually edible. Call the vegans because they can shut the hell up now.
theory.
Oh my gosh, it only took us 4 years and 3 episodes. but I think we finally have the dub.
It's the climax of the trilogy. Let's whip up a couple more of these for our employees and then move on to dessert.
Ah, you fucked up.
No, nobody saw that. Just like nobody saw
It's
Steph
all
and I
on
trying
camera.
to pickle a bunch of branches over the weekend. We wanted to make a side dish for the nuggets. Let's just say it did not go well.
That's a flavor journey.
Never before in my life have two stronger flavors been so at war in my mouth. Like an army of trees fighting a battalion of hot peppers. Needless to say, we did not subject our employees to eating that one. So with that dish just swept under the rug and forgotten about, it was time to move on to ice cream.
All right, ready? Let's make this ice cream before
Okay,
this
so what do we
thing
gotta do?
melts.
Would you like a whisk? I know where in the kitchen those are kept. Here's whisk number 1, but if you're looking for a smaller whisk, boom, there's the smaller whisk down here.
Whoa!
But
Small
wait,
whisk.
Do you need an even smaller whisk?
Wait, even
Boom!
small- oh.
Teeny whisk. But hold on.
Wait, what?
Maybe you want
Oh,
a
no.
third small whisk.
I think at this
No!
point you could tell eating a whole lot of tree was starting to wear on me a bit. Luckily, after all
Matt
the deep
Pat.
frying, air frying, freeze drying, and ice creamifying, we
Oh
were
my
in
God.
the home stretch.
If our team is not hype over this meal that they're about to receive, then they're spoiled. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
With ice cream frozen, the falafels
This
fried,
is
and the
frickin'
crostinis
crazy.
crusted, it was time to serve up our meal. After 3 years, it was finally time to put this tree to rest in our stomachs.
Oh, Wall Titan. I actually like that. Hold on, folks. We'll be right back. And we're back.
So I think you guys should be
There we
familiar
go.
with everyone. We got Sam over here.
How do you do?
We've got Rachel in the middle.
Hey.
Nervous and excited.
And we've got new addition, Kai.
Hello.
Yep, have
Oh,
any fun
welcome.
quip or factoid about you, Kai?
My cousin's dating Oprah.
Wait,
Okay,
what?
Absolute legendary flex.
What?
Probably the single best opening line anyone's ever gotten across these channels. Anyway,
First time meeting them, right out the gate, yeah, my cousin's dating Oprah. It's like, well, okay, great to meet you. Tell Oprah we said hello. Let's move on.
once we got over our collective
Oh my
awe, it was
God.
time to eat.
All right, let's start on your left. You're gonna have your appetizer, just the bread and what you see on top of it.
3, 2, 1, bites. No one is immediately retching. I feel like that's a first for food theory.
It's a lovely piece of toasted French baguette topped with a pine cone jam straight from your local Russian farm.
Classic.
Sprinkled
Oh, it is Russia.
with freeze-dried pine needles and topped off with a dash of pine pollen.
With no one stricken with food poisoning or explosive diarrhea, we took it as a win, moved on to dish number 2.
Moving on to course number 2, we've got
Okay,
your
here we
entree
go.
round. We've got a little nugget surprise there for you guys. So you want to just...
A falafel, if you will.
Did you do the nugget voice at any time while making these?
Unfortunately,
Aw.
that didn't make an appearance.
Let's take a bite in 3, 2, 1, consume.
Another nice crisp
Right? Nice crisp. Good texture right there.
crunch.
Very crispy.
Crispy, yes.
Not crispy.
Crispy. Crispy.
Crispy.
Mhm.
I liked it.
Great.
Great.
Very
there it is
tasty.
again.
Sam, 3-word reviews over here.
Uh-huh.
really
I
like
liked
the
it.
sauce. Can I say crispy? I'm sorry, crispy?
I like that as social media expert,
Quispy?
you're obligated to do it in a meme-ish way. Quispy.
Quippy.
Yep.
And with that, it was time for dessert.
Okay,
So
here
this
we
is gonna
go.
be all of us together.
Fact.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Enjoy.
What is that flavor?
Vanilla.
Ooh.
It's the flavor of pine.
Not only was the ice cream a hit, Sam literally demolished a second and third helping.
Sam is going
Wow.
hard.
This is awesome.
And the vanilla offsets a lot of
I can't believe
of the
it.
pininess. You want more?
Go. You can go.
Yeah, okay.
Oh
just
my
go.
god.
There's a lot in it.
Kai's like, no. Don't worry, Sam will take your bowl. It's fine.
Right?
Double fisting.
In the end, it truly was a
Double
Christmas
fisting
miracle
ice cream.
for food theory.
Ah.
After years of failed food experiments on the channel, from bread gloves to prime cake, we
Oh my
finally had an
gosh.
episode where we went 3 for 3. Now, to be fair, not everyone liked every dish. That's to be expected. One thing that stood out was the fact that pine and evergreen are such intense aromatic flavors, especially when they're freeze-dried, that it becomes quite divisive. Where Kai scarfed down the nuggets, Sam wasn't a fan. But the reverse was true with ice cream. It really just goes to show how exceptional of an ingredient this is, and how much depth it can add to something relatively simple like a falafel or vanilla ice cream.
Oh
But
my
regardless,
God.
in the end, we were finally able to show you that you can absolutely make a full meal out of your Christmas tree. Which means I better not see any trees out on tree lawns come December 26th, my friends. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some more breaded expired sawdust with a side of tree cream to eat. I am starving.
Oh
Enjoy
my
the
God.
holidays, and as always, my friends, remember, it's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Well, folks, I honestly can't believe it, but he did it. He proved it's possible to full-on eat your Christmas tree. It's all just about the way you actually prepare it. Honestly, that was incredible, and I didn't expect everyone to actually like it. Well, anyway, folks, that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Link to the original will be in the description below, and I'll see all you folks next time when we flick on. Peace out.